So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming along this evening. This is a really important event, and as a medical practitioner with a strong interest in health, and no doubt one of the reasons I was appointed to the board, I am just thrilled and delighted that we can start addressing the health issues in New Zealand. So tonight we celebrate the launch of Healthy Work, WorkSafe Strategic Plan for Work-Related Health. This is a 10-year plan and it's very exciting. And I've mentioned we're tackling this in two ways. We're looking at the effect of work on health, but we're also thinking about the effect of health on work. And it's quite a simple equation. What we do in our workplaces affects the health of a lot of people and at unacceptable levels. The risks are clearly identifiable. We've got things like chemicals, ergonomics, psychosocial effects, and don't forget the important area of psychological health at work, mental health, workplace bullying. These are important issues, workplace stress, and of course their biological effects and physical effects. So we're keen to address them, and we want to see the toll on our workforce reduce. So health on work is a very important concept, and it brings to the fore the risk potential that leads to safety incidents and acute harm. And don't forget the sort of things like sensory risks when people can't see well, can't hear well, where they're impaired because of fatigue, and that's becoming increasingly noticeable. And I'm very impressed with the work that the Massey Public Health Unit has been doing in fatigue management. We're thinking about it a lot in the forests, and we should be thinking about it in manufacturing and construction as well, so that people are healthy when they go to work because they've been adequately rested and haven't been working excessive hours. So we have to address some of the public attitudes. We have to think about our roles as leaders in this, not only WorkSafe, but all of the business community and all of ourselves as individuals as we think about how to reduce the substantial impact that our work environment can have on ourselves. And that means we have to address health-related risks and reduce exposure to hazards. So this is about actually everybody working together to get a difference in the way that our work affects our health. And we know that it's not just about the regulator, it's about everybody who is contributing.
The fact that you are all here from such a wide variety of industry groups and stakeholder groups is a measure of the fact that this is and must be a collaborative effort. And it's very exciting for me to see this plan come to fruition. My own grandfather, Frank Woodhouse, who was a boilermaker at the Hillside and Woburn workshops, was diagnosed with asbestosis at 69, having probably lagged the inside of boilers and thrown the stuff around for a long time. Now, you could say, he died at 70 and lived a reasonably good life, but I was 11 when he died. And he had about 30 grandchildren, good Catholic family that they were. And a number of them, my age and younger, never really got to benefit from the sorts of fantastic mentoring and stories that he could tell. And I think as we are coming to live longer, the fact that lives could be cut short because of the latent effects of exposure to occupational risk years and years before is something that we cannot continue to just accept as part of working life. And we talk about, and the great ads that I think that have been running over the last few months, that I think speak to that very point. We all have a reasonable expectation that we go home well at the end of a working day. But the issue with these health issues very much are that the very fact that we are exposed at work to those risks means we do go home. But we might have problems further down the track. And in this strategic plan, I see a really clear framework now for thinking about and acting on those issues that affect our safety. So it is important that we see this plan, I think, as a framework and as a platform it's going to be years before we see the benefits of this. But the action needs to start now, in prevention, in awareness, in risk management. So we need to be patient. We need to accept that those numbers are going to stay high for a while. We were talking about that before with David in an epidemiological sense, that the mesothelioma rates are still high, years after we should have removed the occupational exposure. But a start has to be made. And it has been, and the plan is now for the first time a really coherent approach to reducing the health impacts. And in 10 years' time, there'll still be work to do. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what the next exposure risk might be, what the next silica dust or asbestos is. It may be in our environment now, and we're not aware of it, so we need to be listening very carefully to our epidemiologists. Did I say the right thing, David? Because that will mean that our workplace is healthier, and that will be to the benefit of us all. So with that, thank you all for being here, and it gives me great pleasure to formally launch Healthy Work, WorkSafe Strategic Plan for Work-Related Health 2016 to 2026. Cheers.